Okay,
Thank you.
recording.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay.
Right, thank you. So, in summarize, before we go ahead, I hope I'm not too fast. I hope I'm not too fast.
No, you're not fast.
Okay, okay. So I hope you're understanding me properly because if you have any question, please tell me. I can always revert back. If you have any confusion, please tell me. So I'm going to go over to search strategy. By tomorrow, the person that we're going to take you up tomorrow would talk about how to select studies and how to critically appraise studies. Then the final day, I'm going to walk you through how to synthesize studies in systematic reviews. So now let's go back to where we stopped. We have 1 hour, I think 1 hour, 15 minutes for this, for our meeting for our time to elapse. Okay, here. What is search strategy? Is a structured approach used to locate relevant studies for a systematic review. A structured approach used to locate relevant studies for systematic review. So what does it do? What do I do need to develop a search strategy? It's just for us to be able to gather as many evidence as possible online. So we can gather as many thousands of, it will enable us to gather thousands of evidence online. And then that our strategy is recorded for transparency and also for reproducibility. So that anyone that uses that strategy will be able to get that same result that we've got. Anyone that uses that strategy can get that exact number of papers that we got online. So we are doing this so you can be able to record the number of papers we got, the number of papers that are duplicates, the number of papers that are unsuitable to the aim of our study. So we are basically doing preparing such strategy for us to be able to, for reproducibility, for transparency, and to enable us to gather as much papers online as possible. That's why we develop. Because if you decide to use only your topic, let me show you an example. These are research questions. Yeah. If you decide to prepare to say you don't want this one, take it out. If you decide to use this topic and search on a database, you can only get few papers, only few papers. But if you develop a search strategy, you can get so many papers online. If you input this in PubMed or in Scopus, sometimes it won't give you any hits. It won't give you any such hit. If you paste this, let's try it first, because you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go to PubMed. Let's go to PubMed. Where is PubMed? Okay, here. So this is PubMed. Let's input this topic. This is a topic, a research question, right? You can see there is no result found. Can you see there is no result found? This is our topic. Can you see our topic here?
Yeah, sure.
So because we couldn't find any hit at all. So this is why and then PubMed is a database that contains millions of papers. So why could we not find any papers? So we have to develop a search strategy, a search string that will enable us to gather papers online. This is the essence of developing search strategy. So let's go back here. Oh, where is it again? Okay, so this is the importance. It helps us to gather many papers as possible. So these are the steps in developing a search strategy. You identify key concepts from the research question. You generate keywords and synonyms. You use Boolean operators. You use apply truncations and wildcard. You combine terms into search strings, and we adapt the search for different databases. So the thing is that we're going to do this, we're going to practicalize this now. Okay. So
Yeah.
the first step says identify key concepts from the research question. So let's do that. What are the key concepts from this question? Looking at this, what are the key concepts? Key concepts is insulin, glycemic control, What else? Diabetes,
Barriers
barriers and facilitators. Yeah, barriers, facilitators. Is there any other?
and the population.
Yeah, sub-Saharan Africa.
Why do you say that the population is sub-Saharan Africa? I thought that would be in our cross-sectional studies, that would be like a setting.
You choose sub-Saharan Africa, right?
Yes.
So what was the question?
So does that define the population, or it defines this, maybe what if you could call it a setting, the like a study setting. I
Is
thought
a
the population would be
yeah,
per
it's a
states.
setting. The setting also, but it's a population. The people with diabetes in sub-Saharan Africa. So the population has to be people in sub-Saharan Africa, all the people with diabetes in sub-Saharan Africa. So it's a population. But the setting is
Okay.
sub-Saharan Africa, but then the people are the population. People living in sub-Saharan Africa are the population. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the insulin, we have to search for mesh terms for insulin. I don't think I've talked about mesh terms, but let's go to the next step and let me show you mesh terms. Okay. You have to develop keywords. We've gotten our keywords, then mesh terms and synonyms. So let's go back. This is mesh terms. It means medical subject headings. Look at it. Mesh terms means medical subject headings. And we use it use mesh terms but to search for PubMed. We develop mesh terms and use it to search for PubMed. So I'm going to ask for insulin. Is there any other word for insulin? Any other word for insulin?
It's not there. Insulin is insulin.
Diabetic drug. Call it diabetic drug. Diabetic treatment.
When you say diabetic treatment, it will bring also the tablets, not injection.
Exactly. And then that's why the research strategy is doing that to enable us to filter out the ones that are not relevant. You understand? So we can be able to gather as many, because there are some papers that can use both diabetic drugs and then the injection. You understand?
Okay.
The one that
Yeah.
will combine these two treatments together in that paper. Okay. So it's only to enable us to filter out the ones that are irrelevant to our topic. So we have to develop as much potential to be able to enable us to gather as many papers as possible.
Okay, then we can put anti-diabetics.
Anti-diabetics. Is there any other word? Okay, let's work with this one. Let's start with this one. Then for glycemic control, and other words for glycemic control can be blood sugar,
glucose control.
Glucose control. Any other word? Blood sugar management. blood sugar control, right? You can use control, you can use control management. So any other word for glycemic control? Can you say HB1 AC management? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know about all these terms. So let's work with this. Let's work with this. Let's work with this for. So for diabetes, other words for diabetes. Let's start with let's develop it into type 1 diabetes, because there are papers that will focus only on type 1 diabetes. Do you understand? And there are papers that will still focus on type 2 diabetes. And then there are papers that will call it insulin resistant, insulin dependent type 2 diabetes. Insulin dependent diabetes, right? Diabetes. Is correct? And the one I'll call it non-insulin dependent. Then what I've been thinking about the diabetes in pregnant women, what they call it. They call
gestational.
Yeah, exactly. Gestational diabetes. Gestational diabetes. So we're going to work with this. Then barriers. What are other terms for barriers? Challenges.
Challenges.
What other word?
Maybe hindrances.
Okay, hindrances. Is there another word?
Problems.
Okay, problems. So for facilitators, what are other words for facilitators?
Enablers.
Okay, enablers. Any other word? So Sub-Saharan Africa is made up of, which country are you calling from?
Uganda.
Nigeria, Ghana. What other countries? Please help me.
Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi. There are so many.
Okay. Let's focus on English-speaking countries now, because we're looking for our English papers. So that's the English-speaking countries. So we've been able to develop our keywords. So if you want to go ahead and develop mesh terms, what we do is you take insulin and search in PubMed database. There are a list of mesh terms I can gather together that will help you to. That will help you. Let me show you an example. If you want to develop mesh terms, if you want to develop your search strategy, should be very, very broad. Okay, you can go to PubMed. You go to PubMed. PubMed database. So here, you go to advanced. Okay, look at mesh here. Click on mesh. I'm gonna click on. I pasted insulin here.
Yeah.
So if, look at all the words that relates to insulin here. These are all insulin mesh terms. All insulin mesh terms. So insulin receptors, insulin infusion systems, you can see them. These are all the mesh terms for insulin. So if you want to develop your search strategy to be very, very broad, you can copy this, copy as much as possible, as many as you want. So then same thing with diabetes. Diabetes mellitus. Okay, I think I like this one. Let me copy this one, diabetes mellitus, as our mesh term. So diabetes is supposed to be diabetes, that's the normal word, not just diabetes. So let's add it here. Okay, it's not on the topic. So diabetes mellitus is supposed to be the normal word for diabetes. The normal the normal medical term for diabetes mellitus, right? Then there is diabetes insipidus and all these diabetes gestational type 2. That's the type 1. So these are all the mesh terms for diabetes. So let's progress into the developing the SARS strategy, our SARS strings. So these are, you're going to,
Excuse me.
yeah,
So do you have to look for the mesh terms for every concept?
every medical word, only for medical word. Remember, mesh terms
Eh,
mean medical subject heading, medical
okay.
subject heading. That's mesh. Just meaning. Okay, so every medical word you can go ahead and it can help you develop your other to get together other words. Do you understand that? It will help you to gather other words for that your medical word, that like insulin, diabetes, and all that. Do you understand? You could see from here. You could see from here. It helps us to get these diabetes insipidus, diabetes complications, all of them, gestational, type 2, type 1, and all that. It can help you instead of racking your head about other words for diabetes. It can help you develop your search strategy. Do you understand that? Exactly.
That's clear.
Okay. So now, where is it? Let's go back. So here, but you can't use it for barriers and facilitators because these are not medical words. Barriers are not medical words, but they are normal words. You can get their synonyms. You understand? You can get their synonyms for barriers, synonyms for facilitators and all that. But for these ones, you can use mesh terms for them. Do you understand that?
That's okay.
All right. So now we're going to use Boolean operators. I mentioned Boolean operators before. Let's go back to our PowerPoint so that it can guide us. Now we've been able to identify key concepts from this question. We've been able to generate our keywords and synonyms and mesh terms too. And mesh terms. We've been able to the next thing we're going to do is use Boolean operators. What are Boolean operators? Let's go back to our question. Boolean operators are capital and, or, and not. So these are the three Boolean operators: and, or, not. These three. Are you following? Are you following?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay, so these are the Boolean operators. And then we are going to use it to develop our search strategy, our search string. So how do we do it? Now, for insulin, these are other words for insulin that can help, that you can use to gather evidence around insulin, right? So we use the or. We use the or. The or Boolean operator. Or. We do the same thing here, glycemic control or glucose control or blood sugar control or HB. I don't know what this is, but I know that glycemic control has
HbA1c HbA1c is an indicator for measuring whether blood sugar has been within the normal ranges in the last
okay.
3
Okay, so I'm
months.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the same for here, diabetes mellitus or type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes or non-insulin dependent diabetes, or gestational diabetes. So remember, you're still using the Boolean operator
Mm. So we
or,
use or
yeah,
when you're connecting same
same terms,
concepts.
similar terms, similar concepts. Use or when you're connecting similar concepts together. So now we are going to use the and. We are done using the or to be able to differentiate work. Now you're going to our search keywords. So I'm going to use the and to combine them. First of all, let's put this in brackets to be able to differentiate them together. Okay, we use and to combine. Use and to combine these two, this one and this one. Are
Yeah.
you following? So we are using
Yes.
and here. But first of all, we're going to put this in quotes. So you can only get glucose control
As
exactly
one
as a
word.
one word exactly. So it doesn't go ahead and give us other papers that has to do with glucose, um, probably the nutrition part. They only want glucose, all those ones here. So this is it. Now let's merge this
and
together.
and diabetic drug.
Exactly. Thank you for that reminder. Diabetic drugs, diabetic treatment. So we do the same. This one is and look here. I added and here again to
Yeah.
combine these terms also with diabetes. So now let's merge them together. But if I want to get if I want to get so at times you might not need to develop all of these things. We use what we call
Mm.
wildcard or truncation to be able to gather anything that has to do with diabetes. Something like
Mm.
diabetes, like diabetes ends with ES. I can come here and put asterisks here and then delete this. So this thing now, this truncation here or wildcard here would help me to gather anything that has to do with diabetes. Either diabetic control, diabetes, whatever that is online that relates to diabetes to help me to gather them together. Do you understand? So I might not
Okay.
need to be able to
Yeah.
develop right diabetes control anymore, or diabetes management anymore, or so this is enough for me. Do you understand that? So now you're going to go ahead and do the same for here. I can also do glucose and then I add the asterisk. But then this one will give me both what I want and what I don't want. So let me go back to leaving it as a control. So you can be sure that it's control, or it is papers that has to do with what control that is giving us. So
Yeah,
now,
it may bring a turmeric glucose uptake.
yeah, exactly, because uptake, it can bring something like that. So, but let's leave it as control and leave it here. So diabetes mellitus or type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes, and I'm going to put this in quotes too. Put this in quotes too. Okay. Gestational diabetes. So now we are done with this one. So for this, you're also going to use the and to merge it together, to merge the barriers together with the developed search string already. So barriers, you put it in brackets to differentiate them. Barriers, problems, and let's put on enablers or enablers, and Sub-Saharan Africa. So we've been able to develop a search strategy now, but we didn't use the not. Sometimes you might not need to use the not, but then where the not comes in would be when you use, for instance, here, I can come here and say not insulin or diabetic, or not, can I say something like not insulin uptake, like you mentioned before. So not is just trying to remove papers that you don't want to see. So that when it's gathering all these papers and all these papers, you can be able to remove these ones that you don't want. So not just means I don't want, don't give me this. Do you understand? So we use not for things that you don't want to see in our papers. Or you can say, because, or you can come here because you're working in Sub-Saharan Africa, and come here and say not Morocco, because Morocco is not English-speaking country. And sometimes their papers will be in French or in their own Arabic or whatever language that they speak. Do you understand? So can here come here and say not Morocco? So it won't give us any papers that has the note that you don't want to see.
Yeah, this
I don't
is
know if that's
important.
clear. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
it is.
because we're working in Sub-Saharan Africa and all these countries are in Sub-Saharan Africa. You don't want to see these ones and not, or you can say not South Africa if you don't want to South Africa. So not South Africa. Okay. Or not insulin tablets. Just anything that you don't want to see, just add it there. But for this work, I'm not going to use the notes. I'm going to use only the and or. So now let's search. I'm going to copy this, copy it, and come to PubMed and paste it. So let's paste it. Now I'm able to gather 58 papers. Look at them. Can you see? Look at our results. 58 papers. But before we didn't develop our search string. We only used our topic, and then we didn't get any paper. But now you're able to get 58. You could see. Hope you're following me.
Yes, I'm following you very well.
Okay. So this is also we've been able to get. So now we've been able to succeed in developing our search strings for database search. I can also use this search string to search on another databases like Cochrane database, for Cochrane ROC database. I can also use it for Scopus. I can also use it for even Google Scholar too. Can use it to get as many papers as possible in all these databases. So let's go back to our PowerPoint.
Oh,
Now,
excuse me.
yeah.
So, have you just said that if I developed a search string for PubMed, how many databases can I apply it to without changing anything?
Cochrane. Let's open Cochrane database. Cochrane library. Let's open Cochrane library and use this exact search string for it. It's loading. I don't know my network.
And is Cochrane also free?
Yeah, it's free. Cochrane is free. So I'm going to come here going to come here and paste that developed search string that I developed and search. Okay, I didn't get any paper here, but let's remove the bracket, because sometimes it flags the bracket that we use to group the papers together. So I'm going to remove the bracket here. Let me come here. Okay, yeah.
Maybe you copy that and paste it down. Then we for Cochrane and for PubMed separate.
You said what? What did you
Yeah, I
say?
was saying that you could leave. I was saying that you could label the first one as PubMed, then you paste the second one down for Cochrane without brackets.
Yeah, you can do that, but you can do that in a table. You can prepare a table and say this is the search we use for PubMed. This is the one that we use for search string that we use for Cochrane. This is the one that we use for Scopus. Because sometimes these databases, they can flag because it's not one search string that you can use for all the databases. It's not like ones that you can use for all databases. You can just do a little adjustment to it to be able to gather your, but we develop a search string anyway. Just a little adjustment, like this one that I did now. Let's try and see if you can get papers again. You see didn't see papers. Now let's try and limit our search string. Let's take out the barriers and enablers and hindrances. Let's take out this one.
Here, no. Open that one.
Let's search again.
Not that one. This side. Let me see. Yeah. No, the down now. Down now. This down now. The next one. This one?
Wait.
No. The next one.
Why is it not giving me any paper? It's supposed to give me papers. Let me undo that. Okay. Probably let's use only Sub-Saharan Africa and see.
It's here. Okay, fine. You leave our clothes. You sit down.
I don't know why Cochrane is not working for this paper, for this. I don't know. Probably because I didn't sign in or something. I don't know.
It is hot. Is what?
Yeah, why is it not?
Your test is not. This one is not.
And I don't know why I don't know why I can't get any paper from here.
That's what?
Cochrane only has RCTs. Probably because there is no RCTs on this topic. RCTs are now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so probably because there is no RCT on barriers and facilitators. So it's mostly cross-sectional studies and cross-experimental studies. So it's mostly not an intervention study. So that's probably why we are not getting any paper with this assertion, because we're working with barriers and facilitators. So, but then let me take out this quote and see if it will go. If it doesn't, then we have to leave Cochrane and try other databases.
The one that's disappeared. Where's your own? It's here.
But normally I use Cochrane whenever I'm working on intervention studies. So I always use Cochrane whenever I'm working with intervention studies.
Yeah.
Let's try again.
Or for me in the car.
Still not. So probably because it's not testing an intervention. That's why we're not getting any paper. So okay. Okay. I see that we got 9 papers, but the trials. Okay. I think the problem was with our
Esperi.
the problem is with our search terms. It's anti-diabetic. There is an S.
It's still hot, you touch.
Let's correct it and try again.
No. You touch. No.
So let's try it again.
No.
There is a hyphen between anti-diabetics.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was the problem. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Do you mean anti? Oh, I don't know what problem is anymore. Okay, the thing is that you keep adjusting. Let's not sleep here. You will keep adjusting till you get papers like we did the last time. I really don't understand why why I honestly I don't understand why it's doing that. But then just know that any word that any such string that comes out that works for you, you have to copy it. You copy it and then paste it in that table and note it down that you use this such string for Cochrane, this one for PubMed, this one for Google Scholar. Do you understand? Just for transparency. So that's that. So let's now for this search string, we're able to get nine papers. I see them 9 papers. So was on oral anti-diabetic agents, insulin for treatment of women with diabetes, and this was another anti-diabetes drugs, resveratrol. The anti-diabetic drug.
Resveratrol. Yeah.
So these are what we were able to get from this Cochrane. So you can still do this for other databases like Scopus, if you have access to Scopus, because we don't have access to Scopus in Nigeria. So if you have access to Scopus, you can check out Scopus in you can try out your search string in Scopus. Try it out in another database that you have access to. So let's go back to our PowerPoint.
It's not.
So excuse me.
Okay.
So if I have access to maybe only 3 libraries, is it allowable or you have to be exhaustive to almost all the databases?
You can use as many databases as possible that you have access to, but then you have to record that I used PubMed, PsycInfo, that number of databases I used for your search. You have to record them, record it down.
And let's say if I'm only able to access Google Scholar and PubMed and Cochrane because they are free, is it allowable to publish a review based on those databases only?
You can decide to not use Google Scholar or Cochrane. You can decide to not use them, but then it's a limitation anyway. The limitation you can use at least like two databases, 2, 3, 4. You understand? But if you use only one, the limitation. You can count yours because
Okay.
you have to notice down in your limitation section that I use only one, because it kind of makes your search not diverse. It makes it can make your work. The bias is that is in selection, because there might be papers in that database that you might miss out during your own search. You might miss out relevant papers, important papers in that database that is not in that database that you search. That's why they encourage use diversity. You search as many as you can.
Okay.
So that's that. So my last note here says adapt the search for different databases, like we did for Cochrane. You have to adapt your search for databases, but then you have to use the search string that you developed. Just do little adjustment to it. Be able to retrieve papers. Okay, now the next step is okay, this is an example that I gave. Key concept and all that. We've done this one. We've identified key concepts. We developed keywords, mentions, and synonyms. We have used the Boolean operators, and okay, so the databases for systematic review that you can use, PubMed or Medline, Scopus. You don't have access to Scopus, Web of Science too. Even sometimes Sina can give you papers, sometimes it cannot. We don't have access to Embase, but we have access to Cochrane Library and Google Scholar in Nigeria. So I often use PubMed, Cochrane Library, Google Scholar, and Ajo. Let me add Ajo. Ajo is an African journal that you can get African papers. Since you're working with Sub-Saharan Africa, Ajo is a good database that you can search. Do you understand?
Yes, please.
So I think that's that for our search string and databases. But I don't know in your country if you have access to Scopus, Web of Science, CINAHL, Embase. Just try out all these databases to see the ones that you have access to. But in Nigeria, we don't have access to them except PubMed, Cochrane Library, and Google Scholar and Ajo.
Okay.
So yeah. So documenting your search strategy is documenting. I already said this. You have to record everything that you do. All your search string that you use for databases, you have to record them. Then sometimes we do what we call you use delimiter.
Excuse me there. So when I'm recording, do
Yeah.
I record the final search string after adjusting to make sure that it is inclusive and it has exhaustive articles, or I record the trail of the adjustment of the search string?
Okay, let me show you something. This is a search string that we use for PubMed, right? No, I think
Yeah.
some adjustments for it. There
were comments.
Let me assume that we use the search string for PubMed. I come here and I paste it and I write PubMed. Right. That's how they write PubMed. So now, how many papers did we get in PubMed? We got insert column, right? So we got,
I think there were 58.
Let's go. Okay, here we 58 exactly. So we come here and write 58. It should be search hits. Databases. Search string. So this is you do this for PubMed, do it for Cochrane Library, do it for that database that works for you, that's search string that works for you, paste it there and then paste the number of hits that you got from the databases. This is just for transparency's sake. You understand?
Okay.
So that's that.
Yeah.
That's that. That's how it works. So now we are done. Is there any other question that you want to ask?
No.
Okay. So now let's go back. Systematic reviews require transparent documentation, like I just showed you, which include database search string use, date of search. You also have to write your date of search, because it's possible that tomorrow there can be new publications by tomorrow, So you have to write the date of search, and then number of papers retrieved, that the search hits. So this supports your Prisma reporting. We'll get to Prisma when we start doing solid selection and solid screening and solid selection. That's when we get to Prisma reporting. But for now, recording this will help our Prisma reporting later on when we get to select screen studies and select studies. Do you understand? So now, these are the common mistakes that you have to avoid. Research questions that are too broad, like I told you before, when you talked about health system interventions, is too broad. Do you understand? You have to avoid questions that are too broad. Then you have to avoid missing important synonyms. You avoid this because missing out on them can miss out on important papers. Your search will not get that paper because you missed out on that important synonyms or important papers. Then another mistake is to start searching only one database. So I'm saying here, it's a limitation that if you search only one database, it's a limitation. So you not documenting search strategy. You have to document everything you do for reproducibility sake. So anybody that carries out that same review that you did can get the same outcome. You understand? You have to document your search strategy. Everything that you do in systematic review must be documented. And then using poorly structured keywords, like that one that you are doing, that we didn't use that anti-diabetics that we didn't with the hyphen, it was flagged. You couldn't get. So these are the mistakes that you have to avoid. You have to be very, very careful when you're preparing your search string, your search strategy. Then let's go back to the next one. These are the key takeaways. That's a clear question. Use frameworks like PICO, PEO, to identify key concepts and synonyms. You use Boolean operators effectively. You search multiple databases and you document the search process carefully. This is okay. We've done this one, our practice session, developing a search question and a search string. So we've done this one together. So that's all for this session. Yeah. So do you have any question? Did you get anything? Do you understand what we did today?
Yeah, I think it has been a nice session. And it's giving me the idea of the process. So my intention is to have a protocol during this training, such that maybe by the end of April, I have a protocol for a review. But what I was imagining is does it's Setini, do they have a platform for doing a review? Like when you select the articles, then you download them, then upload them on the system that help you do the screening and extraction.
Yeah. Well, for that one, we offer those services anyway. We offer services like helping you, supporting your systematic review process, because all of these solid screening, for it to be very, very to be of high quality and very robust. It's not one person that does it. It has to be like two independent people that will screen the papers and select the relevant papers. Understand? So since our team, we support that screening process. Support if you want us to do this review for you from start to finish, you also do that. If you want us to write the review for you, our team also do that, because all of us will independently carry out the search, carry out the screening, carry out data extraction for independently, so maybe I can be able to arrive at a consensus at the end of the day, So that's what we do. And also, that's if you want the team to write the paper for you, But then we can still support you, your screening process and your data extraction. If you want to write it by yourself, we can also support you in your writing. You understand? In those particular areas that does not require one person to do, we can also support you for that.
Yeah, I think the support I will need obviously is the support for screening, extraction.
Okay.
Because I want this to be a learning process. I don't want it to be a consultancy. Because otherwise then I will see the results out, but then I can't do it independently for the next paper. So it loses meaning. So that was my intention for this
meeting. Yeah, for this meeting.
Yeah, for this meeting, but also for the ongoing training.
Yeah. Well, for that one, you have to discuss that one with our research support, and it's not free anyway. The supporting, because all of this, it takes time. If you want to do a very rigorous systematic review, it takes time, and then the screening process, the data extraction process, and all those processes, it takes time. By the time we are done selecting the search strings and importing the papers to database, to reference management software, I have to start screening them one by one. So all of those things, it takes time. It takes time to do. So our search can give you our invoice for that, and then if you still want us to write, if you want to have as many publications as possible. Sorry for the noise. So if you want to have as many publications as possible for in your name, you want to publish papers in your name, systematic reviews. Our team also offer that service. We can help you to write. Our team can help you to write the systematic review and prepare for publication. And till the publication stage, can help you to do the protocol development, do the paper screening, extraction, everything about the systematic review, and complete it. And then during the peer review, the general peer review process, also support, do that one, to help you to do that one till the publication stage. It depends on what you want. If you want to have many publications, we help you to write and publish in your name and all that. But if you want to also only support you, also do that to support you throughout the process. But then it's not free either. Yeah, so that's that.
Okay, that's fine. I think we shall keep engaging and discussing the possible options.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No problem. Then, so I downloaded this for you. This is the Prisma protocol development. What can guide your protocol development? How to prepare your protocol in line with Prisma. So you see the introduction, the methods, the search strategy. By tomorrow, one of our team members will talk about eligibility criteria for you and information sources. So you've done this one, the search strategy, you've done this one. And she also talk about the data records, how to use Zotero and other databases, other reference management software, and how to do the selection process. All these processes, she teach you about how to do it. But by the next time you see again, I'm going to talk about how to do the data synthesis, the last part. So this is the Cochrane, this is the Prisma protocol. Let me show you the Prisma systematic review. This is the Prisma systematic review. Systematic Prisma protocol. This is the Prisma statement for systematic reviews. Let me get it. So you can see this is the Prisma checklist that we follow for writing systematic reviews. You could say the abstract. This is for a standard systematic review. You follow this, the Prisma structure. This will be your headings: abstract, introduction, methods, containing all of these ones, and then the results, the discussion, and other information. So your Prisma, any systematic review that you write in line with Prisma will follow this structure. For your protocol, can follow this structure. Your protocol can follow the other protocol structure. This one is for protocols. You can see that introduction and methods are the major headings that will be in your protocol. Do you understand? Do you understand? Any other question?
Yeah.
Do you have any other
Yes,
question?
I do.
Okay.
Another question.
What's your question? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
Now I can hear you. I can hear you now. Previously, I've seen protocols that have already built in sub-Saharan African string. Did you hear me?
The string, is it in the protocol, or I didn't quite get that question.
Bring them up here.
No, I've seen published systematic
Yes.
reviews,
Yes.
and they indicate that they used an existing string for countries in sub-Saharan Africa or countries in LMICs.
Okay.
How do you access that?
Is it access the papers in those countries?
Yes.
That's why we developed the search strategy. That's our string that we developed, because the papers that we retrieve, you might see papers in these countries. For instance, let's check out the search string that we use for PubMed. Let's see if we can find papers in countries that we imputed in our search string. Let's see. Okay, can you see this one is in Uganda? Can you see it? This is a Ugandan study.
Yeah, I can see it.
So because you may be able to get this paper now because our search string includes Uganda. So because you are working with Sub-Saharan Africa and then you develop a search string, you would only get papers that encompasses your search string. This one is in Nigeria. You can see in Nigeria. So what you just do is, since we develop this search string, you have to export this. You have to export this search string. You have to save all of these things. You have to save them all. I'm looking for where they save it. And then I forgot to mention about filters. You can use filters to further limit your papers. You can decide that you want papers that were carried out in the last 10 years. You can set it here. I only want papers carried out in the last 10 years. You can set it here, and you will get papers in the last 10 years. You can see that it has reduced from 58 to 41. And so that our this now reduced. So papers here are only done in the last 10 years. If you look here, you can see 2018, 2022, 2020, and so on. So it has removed papers done before in probably in 2014, 2013, 2010. It has removed all of those papers. So we have new papers that are done in the last 10 years here. So if you do this one, you have to still document it that you added filters to limit out papers collected in the last 10 years.
You bring for me those.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so how you do this, we save all of this, we save all of these papers, or just on this page, we save all of these papers,
All of them.
and then we create a file and export it.
Collect them.
So after exporting, this is the paper that I just exported. It contains all of these papers. This 41 papers here is here. So I have to import it in Zotero. This is Zotero reference software. This is Zotero. Let me open it so I can see Zotero. But the person that will take you on tomorrow will show you how to do all of these ones. Because we can't do that today because it's another process on its own. So this is I'm trying to open the Zotero app.
Is it possible to use EndNote or it's on
Yeah,
Zotero?
yeah, of course. You can use EndNote. You can also use there is this other one, what's it called?
Reference it?
References also works. And so there is this one that is very, very popular. I remember, I'm going to tell you about if I remember. But there are 3 major ones that are popular. But I prefer to use Zotero because Zotero is is way more organized than EndNote. You know, the structure of Zotero and it's simpler. Zotero is simpler to use than EndNote from my own experience. It's simpler for me anyway. I don't know about you. It's not for me to use and then organize my search very well than EndNote. So, but anyone that works for you, you can use anyone that works for you. I'm trying to open Zotero and I don't know why. Okay, it's open. So this is Zotero. This is how it looks like. So I'm going to just go here, import that file that I exported from PubMed. This is the file. I just go on here and import it. But that will be the person that will take you on tomorrow will teach you how to do all of those ones. Okay, so not today. So do you have any other question?
No. Are you going to share with me the slides and that working page?
Yeah, the slides.
Are you going slides and the working page that we're using?
Yes, I'm going to share the slides with you.
Okay.
So do you have any other question, or is that all?
That's all.
Okay. So all right. So thank you very much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you enjoyed this session.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So thank you very much for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
I don't think it's tomorrow.
When is it?
I had shared the dates.
Okay. Well,
are they communicated to you tomorrow?
Okay, I don't know, but I'm going to find out from research support. But then any day it is, we'll pick up from where I stopped.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for joining. Bye. Have a nice day. And my regards to your children.
Thanks.
Your family. All right. Bye.